Okay, good. All right, well, good morning, everybody. This morning, I am proud to announce the Mayor's Commission on Voting. This nonpartisan commission will be solely focused on increasing voter engagement across our city. Later this summer, we will celebrate our nation's 250th birthday. At the birth of our nation, women and people of color were not allowed to vote. Voting is the mark of a citizen. It is a cherished right, and it's a right that is under attack. Earlier this week, I sent a letter to our senators encouraging them to reject the SAVE Act, a bill that would make it harder for most Americans to vote, but particularly for married women. Some continue to attempt to make it harder for our neighbors, often our most vulnerable neighbors, to be heard at the ballot box. And as a result, the most vulnerable are faced to endure legislative and policy changes that in fact make them more vulnerable, which is why we must do more to increase voter engagement in our community. I'm proud of our efforts, in large part to many of the folks back here, to move the municipal elections from May to November, a move that will save our city money and increase turnout. But we must do more to help ourselves. And that is what the Mayor's Commission on Voting will aim to do. As envisioned, the commission will include 3 mayoral appointees and 1 appointee from each council district. I look forward to working on implementing this ordinance with my colleagues. The responsibility to achieve a more perfect union does not fall on the shoulders of a few, but on the collective conscience of us all. And now I am thankful to be joined by so many community leaders that are steeped in voting rights work and ensuring that our voices are heard at the ballot box. So with that, I look forward to bringing up Ms. Lydia Camarillo with the Southwest Voter Registration Education Project.
Buenos dias, good morning. Mayor, thank you for this wonderful, exciting opportunity. Southwest Voter Registration Education Project is an organization that started here in San Antonio in 1974 with one simple idea, that every person in America would have a voice, and through their vote, they would hold those that govern us accountable. Since we opened our doors, we have registered 3.75 million Latinos and other community members throughout the state of Texas and other states. We have trained 160,000 leaders, some of which currently serve as elected officials, and we have won 210 voting rights lawsuits. We will always make sure that we find a way to make sure that voters not only can register to vote, but can show up to the polls and are not blocked from voting, and their voter is not suppressed, and ultimately that their vote is counted. America has an opportunity to be the most dynamic democracy in the world, and we are not there yet. We are still building a more perfect union. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in America. Let's act that way. Let's make sure that through this commission, we ensure that people vote, that people participate, and that the opportunity to hold those that govern us accountable is maintained through the vote. There is nothing more powerful than using our vote to hire or fire those that work for us or against us. With that, I ask you to support this extraordinary opportunity to work with the mayor and the council members to work on strategies and opportunities that will lead us as the nation, the state that leads the nation on voter participation in a way we haven't seen before. Gracias.
And now we'll hear from Jill Torbert with the League of Women Voters, San Antonio.
Excuse me. Good morning. My name is Jill Torbert, and I am president of the League of Women Voters. We are a nonpartisan organization that has been educating voters in San Antonio for over 85 years. Today is very exciting. You have the opportunity to participate in democracy directly by going to vote. Today is the last day of early voting, and the polls are open to 7 p.m. By voting, you say what your values are and what you want your future to be. Don't miss this opportunity to influence what happens in Congress, in the Texas legislature, and even here at home. The other reason why today is exciting is because we are talking about voting and giving that issue the attention and, frankly, the voice that it needs. By recommending a commission on voting, Mayor Jones is saying that voting is important and that San Antonio is going to make improving voter turnout a priority. We hope that City Council will stand behind this initiative, an initiative that can have a profound effect on San Antonio. By safeguarding voters' rights, removing barriers to voting, lifting generational hopelessness, and opening access to all eligible voters. It will take work, but when groups like Southwest Voter, Radical Registrars, Move Texas, the League of Women Voters, and many, many other groups work together, the impossible becomes possible. But that is work for tomorrow. Today you have an opportunity to decide what your future will be. Your future is in your hands. Please go vote today. The polls are open till 7 p.m. Or if you miss this opportunity, go on Election Day, Tuesday, March 3rd. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from Mia Balderas with Move Texas.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mia Balderas, and I am the Interim Executive Director of Move Texas, a statewide, nonpartisan nonprofit dedicated to building the political power of young people through issue advocacy, civic engagement, and leadership development. I was born and raised in San Antonio, and I'm a current resident of District 1. Move Texas also started right here in our city as a student organization at UTSA. Today, we're celebrating the proposal of the Mayor's Commission on Voting Rights. But what is a commission, and what can it truly accomplish? A commission is a formal group of appointees, launched with a collective purpose, and this one specifically will be dedicated to increasing voter participation, voter turnout, and access at the ballot box. It will be composed of organizers, activists, and community leaders who have been tirelessly organizing around these issues for years. Decisions like these tell the residents of San Antonio what our city truly cares about. And with this, residents are being shown that our city cares about making it easier and more accessible for people like me and you to show up at the ballot box. At a time when we're seeing waves and waves of voter suppression across Texas, launching a commission dedicated to ensuring that voting rights are not dismantled, but protected and expanded is a must. Every policy, law, and decision is an opportunity for us to create a stronger democracy. Together, we can be leaders, gathering the best practices from across the country and bringing them to San Antonio. Through this commission, we remind each other that the best progress is found when we work together. I dream of a state filled with pro-voter policies whose leaders ask themselves every day, how can I make it easier for people to exercise their right to vote? Leaders whose focus never wavers from how we reach, engage, and build the political power of young people. Leaders who create moments where we can tell young voters who are navigating these systems for the very first time, let me show you how easy voting can be. For Texas, I will always dream. And for San Antonio, it gets closer and closer to reality with investments such as this one. Today, we can break new ground for voting rights in San Antonio and serve as a model for other cities across the state. Like Jill said, I think it is fitting to be here on the last day of early voting for the March primary election, so I will remind you once again, you have until 7 p.m. today to cast your vote. And then our last chance will be on Election Day, Tuesday, March 3rd. I celebrate the work of the groups I'm standing with, the League of Women Voters, the Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, and Radical Registrars. Thank you, Mayor Jones. Thank you all for being here, and go vote San Antonio.
And our final speaker will be Val Refhart with Radical Registrars.
Thank you so much, Mayor Jones. Good morning, everyone. I am Valerie Reifert, and I am a co-founder and executive director at Radical Registrars. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that was born out of the protests of 2020. We have a mission to empower, engage, and educate voters through civic education and voter mobilization across Central Texas. I want to thank Mayor Jones this morning, especially for your letter of opposition of the SAVE Act that would negatively affect millions of Americans, millions of Texans, but would especially disproportionately affect women. And thank you so much for creating this commission as well. I was born and raised here in San Antonio, and so I think I'm very excited about the current voter turnout that's been going on, but I'm also very excited to see what this commission can do to really activate and engage San Antonio and really have us show up and show out for elections this year and moving forward. And that's what I got. Thank you.
Great. Well, as you can hear from our speakers, there's a lot of excitement. There's also a real recognition for the need to elevate the issue of voting to this level, and I'm proud to do so, and I'm proud to do so with the support of these amazing leaders. So with that, I will take a couple of on-topic questions.
Mayor, access is generally determined by state and county now, so how would a city commission be able to influence that? What avenues do you actually have to push access?
Well, I mean, as you know, we actually partner with the county on elections, right? And so we can certainly provide our feedback as we are providing our money in terms of how they do that. So when we look at hours, when we look at location of polling sites, all those things that, again, would allow more of our voters, our neighbors, to allow to be heard at the ballot box. So these are things, again, that I look really forward to hearing from the commission on their ideas. Understanding that may look different based on kind of where you are in the city, but also, frankly, you know, are you a second shift worker, right? Are you a first shift worker? How might we, again, make it easier, in particular for those that have odd hours, to make sure that they're heard at the ballot box and have the opportunity to do so? Yeah?
Why not partner then for joint city-county commission on voting because of the county runs the election?
I mean, I think there's nothing that prevents that, right? I mean, there's obviously always opportunities to collaborate. I think it's important, though, that we get moving, right? And so the city can lean forward, and that's what we're doing. Thank you.
What other specific actions do you see that the commission taking that would actually influence turnout? And also, is this focused just on the local San Antonio elections or every election that comes with?
No, whether you're voting, again, at the federal level, at the state level, or the municipal level, or even in bonds, right? The bond elections, voting is important. Ensuring that people understand what's at stake, the consequences of voting one way or the other in terms of the ramifications, what that means in terms of investment or lack of investment. I think all of that is really important, and framing those elections and helping people understand not only how to vote, but also what's on the ballot, the implications of those things in the near term and in the long term. All of that is something I look forward to working and hearing from the commission members themselves. Again, I don't have all the answers, which is why exactly the commission is will be designed to focus on those things, ensuring we're hearing from our newest voters, right, to folks that have been voting for a long time, to folks that haven't voted ever, right, but recognize that there is a need to do so, they have a right to do so, and certainly we want to hear from them at the ballot box. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.